That's right, guys. We managed to get Airrack, a YouTuber with over 15 million subscribers who makes incredible videos who I've watched for a long time, actually come to our community VP Plus and dropped some source for video editors, teaching them not only how to land high-paying clients, YouTube clients, but also how to navigate business, how to navigate making content that converts, that holds retention. He's an absolute G, dropped some absolute bombs. So I'm gonna leave the discussion right here with my favorite bits from the session.
Number one, it starts with the skill set. Like any of these guys that are God tier editors, they're the hardest working, most focused individuals you've met in your entire life. Like it's a sickening amount of focus and effort in a singular direction paired with extreme coachability.
By the way, if you wanted the opportunity to speak to some people like Airrack, Brian Delimata, Ben Kaluza in our community, then click the first link down below. You can join VP Plus with myself and Jack. We'll teach you exactly how to make at least $4,000 every single month as a video editor. We give the exact proven framework step by step that I used to grow my agency and he used to grow his personal brand. But enough yapping. Time for the show.
So I'm gonna shoot my shot. Like I'm not asking to work for you or anything, but like if you have any team calls, like I would love to just sit and listen, like how you would like plan it or like how you go about doing anything really, so that I can like get that knowledge.
Okay, so like this morning, like I basically never do. I don't really do consulting very much, but I got on a call this morning actually with a guy who I'm probably going to do consulting with. And the reason that I would pay him is because the main guy who runs it has like 3 or 4 of his own channels that he's run successfully and pulled like big, huge bangers. And then when I get on the and then a week ago, we came with like 100 video ideas. And then I sent them to him, and for free, he sent me the spreadsheet back and gave me like all this feedback on it. So I, number one, trust him because he came from a friend of a friend's recommendation. That friend was Mr. Beast, so that helps. And number two, he has proof. So he's run successful channels that I can see with like tens of millions of views. So it's not just like one banger that he's been successful or helped somebody do it. He has like a track record. And then number three, he also helps me out for free with like video ideas and had like really solid feedback. So I guess my question for you would be, if you have any track record, I would be happy to give you a shot. And if not, you need to get your track record up and then we can talk. My last thing, the guy who ran short form for me for the last year, so he did like all my Instagram, TikTok, like everything. He came in with zero experience. He knew TikToks, but he had zero background. And he was just very honest with me. He was like, hey, listen, I love TikTok. I'm obsessed with short form. I can edit, but I don't know what I'm doing. But I will be the hardest working and most coachable person that you can possibly imagine. And then he gave me like a background dump on like everything he thought he could help me with. And then like any concessions I had, which were like, okay, but you need to come to LA and like, I'm not going to pay you the big bucks off the rip. You're going to have to prove it, blah, blah, blah. He was like agreed to anything. He just like did whatever he could to prove that he was willing. So like, if I heard a case study where it was like, I hope somebody pull like 100,000 views and like that's the biggest thing on your case study, then I would like not do a case study. I would just be extremely diligent in in pitching myself and get the experience.
So you just hear what Airrack just said there. He was willing to give somebody a shot who had zero experience, who didn't have any track record, who didn't have any clients beforehand, was willing to give him a shot because he showed how passionate he was. He showed how much he knew about the platform and was willing to give Airrack free source and free value in terms as to what things he should be doing for his short form content. And that's what made him listen. Some of you guys spend so much time learning After Effects and being a very cool editor that you think that you just deserve to have the clients come to you. No, you still have to do some free work. They still need to see your worth. Like if you don't have a lot of experience, a lot of background, it's really difficult. This is source.
So you are a pretty big creator yourself, and you must have so many people reach out to you, oh, can I edit your videos and all that stuff, and most of them you just kind of ignore, right? But are there some specific, kind of messages, like specific value in them that you like kind of see, oh, this kind of stands out, and you kind of reply to them?
Yeah, it's a great question. What's your goal? And I can kind of maybe direct you in the right, what I would do if I were you.
So the goal for the end of the year is to start an agency of my own.
An editing agency.
Yes.
If we boil this question down to first principles, it's like how you get the attention of somebody who has 1 million people reaching out to them and have an opportunity to work with them and basically get clients. I think it's similar in any facet of building a business, which is that the cream rises to the top. And like, I really believe in doing unscalable things, like do things that don't make any sense in the beginning when you're trying to start something that wouldn't make any sense long term. If I were you, a good edit is undeniable. Like, if I see a good edit, it's undeniable. Like, what am I going to do? Not talk to that person? Like, not have a further conversation? So if I were you, what I would do is go to like wherever you see any YouTubers hiring, and I would go maybe find a way to like re-edit one of their videos or like show what your sauce is. You know what I mean? I know that's like a time-consuming suggestion. I promise that is the number one way to break through. Like, nobody's willing to do any work for free. I did the same thing when I was starting. Like, previous to YouTube, I was a wedding videographer, and I went and filmed like 20 free wedding videos so I could get like show what I was capable of. I just did a big hiring round, and we had 50 different editors submit test edits. The person who put the most effort into their test edit was so clear. It was like 50 levels above everyone else's test edit, and they had a contract working with us in 2 seconds flat. Like, they have so much leverage because they are so talented. To go very simple, it's picking what creators you might want on your agency, and then asking yourself, how do I make something so undeniably good that they wouldn't be stupid to say no to me? You know? And then I think you can answer the question for yourself in most situations.
Okay, so a couple of things that Airrack just mentioned here that I wanted to bring up with you guys. When you don't have a lot of experience, case studies, track records, loads of referrals, you have to do the unscalable things first so that you can then scale. Now, Ruhan here, he wanted to have an editing agency, and we worked together as well. And he wanted to know, you know, how does he do that? And Airrack was saying, you need to have an unbelievable amount of skill to be a good editor. You don't have to be the best, but you have to be good. And also, you got to put in the work and deliver extra for somebody up front. And that's what helped him choose his editor. If he's saying it at this level that he still expects people to go above and beyond, then you got to do the same thing. Don't just expect clients to come to you just because you post a couple of videos online. You have to actually go out there and make the effort first few times, and then they can give you recommendations. Then you can build a good case study, and then people will come to you consistently.
This is what like Jack and like other mentors exactly tell us to do.
Oh, really?
It's legendary. We call it value first. So you just literally, without knowing anything about VP Plus, as a huge creator yourself, you just gave the exact sauce that we've been helping everybody in here do. So that's fucking awesome.
Dude, I will also say, I can tell, like, I get a million messages on Twitter, people just saying, I'll edit for you. Bro, I wish that I could distinguish between somebody who's serious and somebody who's not. And I can tell when they're just spamming that message to like every YouTuber, you know? If I were you, I would scope in on a couple of creators that I think I can specifically help, and like literally just start talking to them and like being so specific in your messaging, being like, I can help you with editing, versus being like, in your last 5 videos, you did these 5 things that sucked. Like, you have to make these better. I can do it. Here's proof that I can do it. Blah, 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 blah. Do you think I'm not going to have a conversation with, like, I would be so stupid to not have a conversation with that person. So I know it seems insane and it's going to be a ton of work, but it's actually the fastest route to building clients and working with bigger creators.
Okay, here Airrack just said the exact thing that we teach inside VP Plus, which is to not just spam things like, oh, I want to work with you, oh, can I be your editor? You gotta not spam things and snipe clients. Like I taught in this course inside VP Plus, the actual messaging is something like, hey, I saw your videos, here are 3 mistakes you're making, doing this, this, this. I fixed them in this free edit for you. So I'm giving you the source right now. If you go and do that and send 3, 4, 5 of these every single day, you will be landing clients and making money. And I just want that for you right now. If Airrack is saying it, do it. Just do it. Okay, if you reached the end of the video, hope you enjoyed Airrack's take on how to get clients as an editor, find YouTube creation clients, and also just his source. I think it was absolutely valuable. If you want to see more stuff like that, click subscribe. If you want to join the community, click the link down below and we'll help you. I do calls twice every single week inside VP Plus. That being said, I'll see you inside.